What is going on, New York Giant fans? Welcome back to another Roster Bubble Series video. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or a video drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Also, share this out as well. Got another Roster Bubble video for you guys. Julian Davenport after this. Ray Willborn today, who is a newer Giant that you guys may not be familiar with in certain areas. But, once again, another Roster Bubble video. Gonna present how we do these things, then we'll get to something else, and we'll dig right into it. But I appreciate you guys. As of right now, this recording, it could change. We are a few subs away from the 1.5K mark, so let's get there, share out, do all the good stuff. How do I do these Roster Bubble Series videos? I take a player that's on the cusp of being cut. I talk about their background, competition, ways they could win a spot on the roster, and ways they could lose a spot on the roster with a prediction at the end. We're going to talk about Ray Willborn today. Not much experience at the NFL level, but first we got a sponsor for the first time in the history of this channel. And of course, that is the ticket vendors, also known as SeatGeek. Looking to go to a concert, a Giants game, a ball game in general. Now you can, with our help, get $20 off your entire order with the promo code Big Blue in the Bronx. So appreciate y'all guys. Definitely use that promo code and all that good stuff. But Ray Willborn is our profile today. He's 26 years old, 6'3", 230 pounds. Some background on him: went to high school at J.W. Sexton in Michigan, then went to college at Garden City Community College, which I believe is in Kansas, and I believe Jordan Riley also went there, so you wonder if those two were ever teammates at some point. Played for a few years there, then went to Ball State, was an undrafted free agent in 2020, spent some time with the Falcons and the Steelers in 21 to 22 was with the Green Bay Packers. 22 to 23 was the Denver Broncos. And now he is a New York Football Giant due to the scarcity of the inside linebacker depth. And we just lost Troy Brown, who we did a profile on. He is now waived injured. So if he clears waivers, at least to my knowledge, he will be on IR for the rest of the season unless the Giants elect to cut him. So let's go back to Mr. Ray Willborn and his college statistics. So at Garden City Community College over 2 years, which was 23 games, 8.5 sacks, 23 tackles for a loss, 120 tackles, a total of one tackle for a loss in 10 of 12 games in 2017. So he's got a lot of experience when it comes to Garden City Community College. Now you move to Ball State. 12 games in 2018, 83 tackles, total of 10.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles. Then 2019, 12 games as well, 83 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections. So pretty alike stats. And for a linebacker, and also I'd have to throw this in as well, his last year at Ball State was actually at safety. So he does have that versatility a little bit between linebacker, inside and outside, and safety. So maybe Wink can play with that a little bit if they choose to develop him, but also it's his third year, actually maybe even fourth year in the league. Why would they want to spend time on that? But the coaching staff will do as they please. Now, when it comes to the NFL level, he's only played 2 games, and in those 2 games, he played 31 special team snaps with the Denver Broncos in 2022, and I believe that was a Week 17 or Week 18 game. So that tells you that he's mostly a special teamer when he's on the field. Now, of course, we're going to see him likely in the next 2 preseason games. I would bet more against the New York Jets because A, he'll likely be up to speed with the playbook. B, I don't think the Giants are going to throw out too many starters against the Jets, being that it's so close to Week 1 against the Cowboys. But going back to a scouting report from 2019 when he came out, strengths, weaknesses. Strengths, can cover tight ends. The Giants need guys who could cover tight ends. Micah McFadden, I don't think is fit for that. Jason Pinnock has looked better with that, but I'd have to see in the regular season, of course. Experience at linebacker and safety, definitely versatile. Good in underneath and soft zone coverage, which the Giants really don't run that, but hey, listen, if they have a situation where they have to run zone, he could be fit for that, and they'll probably run some zone in the preseason, so it's not going to be a total loss for Willborn. And solid ball production. I mean, for a guy who was a safety and a linebacker and a couple of different positions. I mean, 4 interceptions in 2 seasons and 12 pass deflections in 2 seasons. I mean, those are some solid numbers, whether you're talking about him as a safety, him as a linebacker, whatever the case may be. Those are some solid stats. In Ball State, yeah, it's a smaller school than an LSU or a Clemson or whatever, but hey, listen, those are stuff to keep an eye on, even though it was 2019. And also, just some negatives. Isn't a great safety. Instincts and awareness can be an issue. Doesn't have the size to beat blockers. Right now, he's listed as 6'4", 224. So, not really a box guy as of right now. Tackling technique is flawed and isn't the best angle taker in the block. So, it looks like he's more of a coverage guy. Basically, the opposite of a Alex Cook. So, competition-wise, now, I don't know if they brung him in as a safety. Looks like linebacker because that's what they listed when they did the transaction wire. Linebacker Ray Willborn. But as of right now, going to take it as linebacker. Carter Coughlin, Deontay Johnson, and Cam Brown are his competition. Cam Brown is currently hurt. I don't know if he's going to play against the Panthers. Deontay Johnson, I would assume, is getting more snaps in the second half because he got minimal with Troy Brown next to him. And, obviously the first half was the Micah McFadden, Carter Coughlin show, and Carter Coughlin is probably going to get more snaps as well. They'll factor in Beavers and Okereke, I would assume, in the first half, maybe the first quarter and a half. But I think it's going to be the Deontay Johnson and Carter Coughlin show. If they do feel that Ray Willborn is ready, then they'll probably throw him in the mix on some plays. But also, I think special teams is a big factor with Ray Willborn, and that goes into how he can win. Make the tackles necessary on special teams. The Giants need special teamers really, really badly. Cam Brown is hurt. Carter Coughlin obviously is a solid special teamer. Not a very good inside linebacker in terms of defending the run, but hey, listen, we'll see what happens. But the Giants do not need bad special teams players. We saw what happened last week against the Lions with that 95-yard punt return touchdown. Wasn't surprising to see. We need good tacklers, and that's part of this. If he could shape up his tackling technique, that could help him improve as a box safety / linebacker and also a special teamer because tackling is basic fundamentals for NFL. Versatility, linebacker and safety. If we can find a role for him with 2s and 3s, listen, you never know what will happen. Injuries can happen over the next week and a half, and he might be up with the first team or the second team. And he might be kept as a depth player. Who knows? Show coverage skills. I think that's going to be one of the most important ones. It looks like they're using mostly safeties to cover tight ends and running backs, but I'm not going to lie to you. If he's got speed, meaning Ray Willborn, I'd like to see him against running backs, second and third team. I'd like to see him against tight ends. See how he fares. Because, once again, we haven't seen anything at the NFL level in terms of regular season play. Make plays on the ball. He had 4 interceptions the last 2 years of college, linebacker and safety. I'd like to see that a little bit. If he could get some pass deflections, covering tight ends, running backs, maybe wide receivers, hey, listen, that's another way he can make the roster. How can you lose? Missed tackles leading to big returns. That would not be a very good way to try to make a case for yourself in terms of making the roster. Of course, Troy Brown was one of the special teamers that allowed that big return from Maurice Alexander, and now he is gone. They decided not to keep him. They decided to sacrifice him for Willborn, of course. Quiet preseason, you don't really want that. I mean, you would want to make some plays, especially if you're a linebacker. Like defensive line, I get it. Some guys don't make tackles. Cornerback, sometimes, guys don't get interceptions or whatever. But if you're quiet as a linebacker, that's not very good. And also, that could be one of two things. You're not very good in terms of game impact, or you're not getting a lot of playing time. Bullied versus the run, in terms of that being exploited. Again, upper body strength is not his, 224, 6'4". I mean, the height's good, just not the weight, 224. Micah McFadden's like 240, 245, 250. This guy's 224, so he's more fit possibly as a safety, but once again, he doesn't take the angles. But we'll see if Wink puts him in the box or not. And also, if he gets beaten coverage a couple of times against tight ends and running backs, that's supposed to be one of his specialties. Coverage, ball skills. If he doesn't show any of that, then that's a way he possibly doesn't find the way onto the Giants roster. Once again, how can he win? Make tackles necessary on special teams, versatility, show up with coverage skills, shape up technique. In terms of tackling, make plays on the ball, improve instinctually. Instincts also get him in trouble too. How can he lose? Missed tackles leading to big returns, quiet preseason, bullied versus the run, and coverage skills exploited. I don't think he makes the roster. I don't know about the practice squad. It all depends on what he does in the preseason because there's a lot of different factors going into it. And with that being said, I mean, he doesn't have any NFL experience, so he's not really a threat to Deontay Johnson. He might be, but I think Deontay Johnson has more, I think he's got better tape. Carter Coughlin, Cam Brown, they've been in the NFL and they've played linebacker. It could be the smallest sample size in the world. It beats Ray Willborn. But like, comment, subscribe to all the good stuff. Turn on post notifications so you know when a live stream pops or a video drops. Appreciate y'all coming back. Peace out, guys. See you later and stay cool.